Apple has been forced to apologize after its new iPad commercial sparked an outcry around the world. The ad, showing books, musical instruments, and art materials being crushed by a giant hydraulic press, was supposed to show how creativity has been compressed into the latest iPad. But instead, it's been seized upon by critics who say that it sums up the stifling of creativity by big tech and even the threat to artists from artificial intelligence. So, how did they get it so wrong? To help us find out, I'm joined by the PR guru, Mark Borkowski. Mark, thanks so much for being here with us today. Now, for all the outcry that we've seen online, does it speak to a sense of tone deafness by Apple here?
Yeah, I think it does. It is corporate hubris. And for a brand that was absolutely on the cusp of understanding cultural zeitgeist, it just shows for many people just how high their ivory tower is and how they are not connected with the angst of the cultural community of which they have serviced and depend on for decades. Apple advertising was some of the best in the world. Shite Day, the American agency, built their name on some of the greatest creativity. This, for me, was corporate hubris, not being aware of the debate, not aware of the anxieties of their own community. And the debate that they created globally was perhaps gives them an idea of just how they need to get back to their roots, because they're facing many challenges now. In Tim Cook's regime, they've got two major lawsuits in America about the way they acquired some of the software that they're using. That's a challenge. But for the corporate message, this is a profound fist-waving activity back to them in terms of what they're trying to generate in terms of a dialogue.
Now, you talk about the ivory tower. When we look back down here at ground level, does this tap into a sense of anxiety that you can perceive about the way people anticipate AI could affect their employment or their jobs going forward? I mean, I'm thinking about Hollywood, where a major sticking point in the actor strike earlier this year, last year, in fact, was about AI-generated acting, peak creativity. And in fact, actors are some of the people who are speaking out loudest right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that again is you've summarized some of the sort of issues that surround the debate at the moment. And again, that questions how this ad was created. I mean, obviously, what they're trying to do is compress culture. And all the message they've actually sent is that we've got a thin iPad and a smaller, lighter iPad. Well, the weight of the debate is far greater than the size of their technology. But it shows that they've triggered. I mean, look, advertising now is built on creating a conversation on social media. Many fashion brands have deliberately started a counter narrative to a certain extent because they want to keep that edge. But I think at Apple HQ, they will find this very disheartening at the moment that in fact that they've actually allowed something to be launched. And let's face it, they've had to withdraw it, which is quite a move. And one hopes it'll learn from this hubris and maybe cock an eye to some, a community that perhaps is feeling the pain at the moment. And I think it goes to Silicon Valley. We all globally are very concerned at the moment of the scale and the influence of many of the big corporations in the Valley that are controlling our lives. And this
Mark, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, Mark Borkowski, on Corporate Hubris.